Elon Musk woke up to what seemed like an ordinary day. But for him, it was a very different morning. This time, the famous tech genius wanted to get to the heart of society, not in his expensive offices or laboratories. Always known for his attention-grabbing, luxurious lifestyle and charisma, this time Elon was disguised to look like an ordinary person on the street. He was wearing a worn jacket, an old t-shirt, and torn pants. His hair was disheveled, and he had grown a light beard. In this state, no one could have guessed that he was one of the richest people in the world. His goal was simple: to find out how people treat a stranger whom they judge by his appearance. Elon chose one of the most ordinary places to see the true face of this experiment: a neighborhood grocery store. The market was very busy. People were pushing shopping carts between the shelves, fulfilling their daily needs. When Elon walked in, no one paid any attention to him. In his worn-out state, he looked like an ordinary customer. But his eyes immediately fell on a young man working at the checkout counter. This young man's name was Jack. Jack, 22 years old, was working at the supermarket to pay for college and support his family. His eyes were tired and his movements were careful, but his face was full of kindness. Jack served every customer with a smile, sometimes even making the day better with a short conversation. But Elon realized that a dream was hiding in Jack's eyes. Elon wandered through the aisles of the supermarket, taking in the scene more carefully. Between the shelves, people were hurriedly selecting products, some tending to their children. Jack, however, was always warmly attentive to customers and focused on his work. Elon could sense that he was tired, both physically and mentally. He noticed that sometimes Jack would take a deep breath and look away. Clearly, his mind was somewhere far beyond where he was, perhaps in an imagined future. Elon was impressed by this young man's energy. After observing Jack for a while longer, Elon pretended to buy a few simple things from the market and headed for Jack's desk. Elon went to Jack's desk, pretending to buy a few simple things. Jack, with his usual courtesy, said, "Good morning. I hope you're having a good day," Jack said with his usual courtesy. Elon nodded and smiled slightly, observing Jack's patience and positive energy with customers. But Elon had a plan to start his real test. As he paid at the cash register, he began counting the coins he pulled out of his pocket. This drew grumbles from other customers waiting in line. "Could you hurry up?" one woman snapped. Jack intervened without hesitation. "Don't worry, ma'am, everything's fine. It won't take a few seconds." Elon was impressed by Jack's attitude, but he wanted to go one step further. "I'm sorry," he said in a low voice. "That's all I have. I guess it's not enough." Jack thought for a moment without pausing and then turned to Elon and said, "Don't worry, I'll top it up." Elon's surprise was evident in his eyes. This was not an answer he had expected. Elon became even more curious about Jack's generosity. "Why are you doing this?" he asked. Jack smiled slightly and said, "Sometimes a small act of kindness can change someone's life. We've all been through hard times, haven't we?" Elon was deeply moved by these words. "So what is your dream?" he asked. Jack hesitated for a moment, then his eyes lit up. "I want to be an engineer," he said. "But right now I'm working to pay for school, and I hope one day I can fulfill that dream." Elon nodded with a sincere smile when he heard this answer. He was deeply touched by Jack's commitment to his dreams, even under such difficult circumstances. But he didn't want to reveal his identity right away. Instead, he began to make a plan that would change Jack's life. After Elon left the market, Jack's words were running through his mind. As he got into his car, he began to think about what he could do for this young man. The world around him was full of huge projects, but the dreams of young people like Jack reminded him of the true potential of humanity. He pulled out his cell phone and called Sarah, his team assistant. "Sarah, I need you to do a little research for me," Elon said. There's a young man who works in a grocery store. His name is Jack. Let's find a way to pay for his schooling and get in touch with prestigious engineering schools. Also, see if we can set up an internship for Tesla." Sarah listened carefully to these instructions and said, "Sure, I'll get right on it." Sarah's organized and fast-working style had earned Elon's trust. The connections and opportunities for Jack's future would be made quickly. Elon was relieved to give Sarah this task. What was important to him was that Jack's success was shaped by his own efforts. Nevertheless, the support provided along the way would illuminate Jack's path and accelerate the achievement of his dreams. A week later, Jack was working at the market as usual. In the busyness of the day, he saw Elon enter the store again, dressed in his worn clothes. This time, he was accompanied by a few other people, professional-looking men in suits. Jack greeted them with surprise. Elon approached Jack directly, smiled, and took an envelope out of his pocket. "Jack," Elon said, "I want to thank you for the kindness and generosity you showed me the other day, but my real thanks are in this envelope." Jack opened the envelope, trying to understand what had happened. Inside was a full scholarship certificate from a prestigious engineering school and a letter of recommendation signed by Elon Musk. With tears in his eyes, Jack couldn't speak for a while. Is this real?" he asked. Elon nodded and said, "I wanted to remove the obstacles in the way of your dream, because you deserve it." Jack suddenly didn't know what to say. His coworkers and customers watched in amazement. Elon explained that beyond supporting Jack, he had also offered him an internship at Tesla. This would give Jack a head start in his engineering career. This big surprise completely changed Jack's life. Thanks to the scholarship, he was able to start school, and, building on what he had learned during his internship at Tesla, he was soon employed as an engineer. Jack's family was deeply happy about his success. Over the years, Jack has been grateful for the opportunity Elon gave him and has made it his life's purpose to help others. Elon kept Jack's story as a memory that reinforced his faith in humanity. For him, it was not just a favor, but an experience that reminded him once again how important it is to see the potential in people and bring it out. Jack, as always, remained humble and used his achievements to touch more people's lives. And he always remembered that first encounter at the grocery store and the big surprise Elon gave him. Because sometimes, a small act of kindness can change a life forever. Sometimes in life, a small act of kindness can be the beginning of big changes. Instead of judging people by their outward appearance, we should try to see the dreams and struggles they carry inside. This story reminds us of the importance of empathy and solidarity. Jack's dreams and Elon's support show that it is possible to create a better world together. Inspiring others, touching their lives, and creating opportunity is more meaningful than individual success. Because true success grows when it is shared. If you liked this story and want to hear more exciting stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will continue to bring you more exciting adventures with each new story. If you liked our video, feel free to share your thoughts by commenting. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications if you want to see more, so you never miss a new story.